Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today we're exploring one of the really exciting frontiers in artificial intelligence,
Yeah,
the ability to create entire 3D world, even games, with basically just a text prompt. Now,
right.
you're probably familiar with AI generating, text, amazing images, maybe even code.
Mm,
But taking that leap into fully interactive, navigable 3D environments, that's just a whole different ballgame.
it really is.
So our mission today is to try and understand how AI is tackling this, frankly, incredibly complex task and what it might mean for the future.
And what's so fascinating, I think, is why it's so much harder. The jump from 2D or text to 3D isn't just, adding a z-axis.
Right.
It's about this fundamental understanding of space depth physics.
Mm.
Crucially, how things interact in a world you can move through.
Yeah, like not just drawing a house, but building one you can actually walk inside.
Exactly. One with lights that work, that responds when you do something, that inherent complexity, that's why it's been such a tough nut for AI to crack. And it's why these new solutions are, well, genuinely groundbreaking.
That distinction really hits home. So let's unpack this core idea.
Mm.
Using a simple text prompt to build a playable 3D game.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this demonstrated live,
Right.
right, in a platform like Roblox, which lots of people know.
That's right.
Now, obviously, the creators are saying, look, these are super early days.
Oh, absolutely. Very early.
But the potential it shows,
Yeah.
just for shared imagination and building stuff together, it feels huge.
Oh, definitely.
So give us a concrete example. What was the prompt they started with?
Okay, so the initial one in the demo is pretty descriptive but straightforward. Something like a stylized Japanese village in winter,
Okay.
maybe a central pagoda, a few houses with pine trees around it, maybe a traditional red gate and lanterns.
That's it. That's all the AI got.
That was the starting point.
Yeah.
And looking at what happens behind the scenes is where you really see the magic.
Right.
The AI model takes that prompt, that natural language, analyzes it, and then just instantly starts generating the code needed to build the scene.
And this is happening live, not pre-rendered.
Completely live. It translates that text into what they call spatial boxes. Think of them as semantic placeholders in 3D space.
Okay, so it understands concepts like central or around.
Exactly. It maps those abstract ideas into actual coordinates. Then right there on screen, these boxes just morph into detailed shapes, get textures applied, all rendered dynamically.
Wow. And that leap from text to these spatial boxes, that's where things like transformer models come in, trained on lots of 3D data.
Precisely. They learn those relationships between language and 3D structure from vast data sets. It lets them infer the intent behind the prompt.
That ability to infer relationships in 3D space.
Huh.
It's powerful stuff. And you mentioned it was interactive. People watching could chime in.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest parts. It wasn't just watching the AI work. The audience was actually suggesting things to add
Live.
in real time. And the AI would just incorporate them into the scene as it was building.
So what kind of things were people asking for? Anything weird?
Oh, yeah, definitely some fun ones. Someone asked for a cute anime wolf, and then palm trees near the gate in the Japanese winter village.
Palm trees. Okay, that's unexpected.
Yeah, got a bit of a laugh. Other things were like a snowmobile, a few animals next to trees.
Yeah.
Someone even suggested Santa, I think.
Right. So how did the AI handle that mix? Did it keep the original vibe?
That's what was so impressive. Despite the random, sometimes odd suggestions, it really captured the overall aesthetic from the start. Everything still fit together globally, the environment, the background. It even made sure the pagoda stayed the tallest thing, like requested.
So it understood context, like putting houses nearby, trees behind.
Exactly. And it integrated the new stuff like the wolf or the palm trees without breaking that overall visual style. It just worked.
And wasn't there a collaborative element too? Someone joining in?
Yeah, that really drove home the social aspect. A friend of the presenter, Maurice, joined the session remotely from California. It really highlighted that idea of, just jumping in, building something cool, and playing around with friends in these worlds. The fun factor.
Definitely. But these aren't just static pictures, are they? You said it's built on a game engine.
Right, and that's crucial. It means it's inherently interactive from the get-go.
So if something weird appears, like that huge truck example they mentioned.
You could just click it and move it. It's not baked in. It's a dynamic environment.
Okay, so why is the game engine part so important here? What does that actually enable?
Well, it's because game engines come with all this built-in capability, right?
Oh,
Physics engines, real-time lighting, ways to handle events and actions.
gotcha.
You're not just making a pretty scene, you're creating a kind of mini simulation. Objects have properties. They can
Oh,
react.
like making it snow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the Winter Village demo, they just switched on snow because the engine already understands particle systems and environmental effects. It gives you the framework for actual functionality.
Which brings us to this 4D concept they talked about. It's not just about looks. The AI can make things work.
Precisely. The AI model doesn't just generate the visuals. It can also generate the code that makes objects functional.
Okay, that's a big step. So how does it know? Like, how does it know a snowmobile is something you ride? Or a lantern gives off light? Is that pre-programmed for every object?
That's the key shift. It's not just recognizing the look of an object, but understanding what it is and what it does.
Ah, okay.
It infers this from the prompt and all the data it's learned. So for Snowmobile, it generates the model and the basic code for movement controls. For Lantern, it knows lanterns are light sources.
So it adds the light component automatically.
Yes, it includes the necessary game engine properties for light emission. It's generating an object with its expected function built in based on context.
Wow, that level of understanding, like
Yeah.
common sense baked in, that really brings it alive, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's experiential.
And speaking of alive, they showed switching the time of day, too.
Yeah, instantly flipping between, say, daytime, sunset, full night. You see the sky change, the moon appear.
And the lanterns, do they?
They light up. When it switches to night, the lanterns turn on because the AI generated them with that light-emitting property. Then they turn off again when it's day.
That's fantastic. It makes the world feel genuinely responsive.
It really does. And connecting this to the bigger picture, you can see why people are calling it potentially the future of 3D gaming.
Yeah.
It's seen as this transformative power of AI for 3D creation, but honestly, the implications go way beyond just games.
Absolutely. Just think about the creative power it puts in people's hands, the accessibility.
Right.
You don't necessarily need years of coding or 3D modeling skills anymore. Anyone, anywhere could just imagine something together and use AI to help build it.
That's the dream. Yeah.
But I mean, while the potential is obviously huge, what are the hurdles? Like, what are the immediate bottlenecks, technically or even creatively? Or maybe concerns about, artistic control if the AI is
Yeah.
doing so much.
That's a really important point. Right now, one big bottleneck is just the sheer computing power needed.
Okay.
Generating really complex scenes, especially with detailed physics or super high-res textures in real time, that's still very demanding. Scaling it to huge open worlds with millions of interactive things, that's a major challenge ahead.
Makes sense.
And creatively, the trick is finding that balance, isn't it? Guiding the AI precisely enough so you get what you want, but also letting it surprise you, letting it use its understanding.
Where you want to feel like the creator, not just the prompter.
Exactly. You want to be able to refine it, tweak it, make it truly yours. That iterative process between human and AI will be absolutely key. Ensuring originality, ensuring it matches the artist's vision. Those are big questions.
So we've seen this incredible glimpse of building immersive, functional 3D worlds, basically from text. We understand a bit more about how it works, the potential, and maybe some of the bumps still in the road. It's pretty compelling stuff.
It really is, and it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? If AI can now understand complex language to generate not just spaces, but interactive things, functional objects that react to their environment,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean for the future? For virtual experiences, sure, but also education, digital storytelling. What happens when the main limit really just becomes your imagination in the prompt?
That is a thrilling thought.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of 3D world would you create? Just starting with a text prompt.